Hello, good people. Today I'm going to talk about five stocks, that I think you should be looking at this coming week. Okay, let's dive right into it. For those of you that's new to the page, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell right off the bat. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to want to come back and give your boy Uncle Larry a shout out. All right. So I got five stocks I want to talk to you about that I think that you should be looking at this week. And I'm not telling you to go ahead and dump all your money into it. Just keep an eye on it. Do your own investigating. And, of course, before you make any financial decisions, you should always do your own research and consult with your financial advisor, to which I am not. But I got some info for you guys, right? So the first three are actually in energy, right? So one of the only things that I heard from the presidential debate that both presidents agreed on is renewable energy and specifically charging stations for EVs, electric vehicles, right? And so there's three main ones that stick out to me. There's a bunch of them, but there's three main ones that you'll see that's all over YouTube and a lot of people have been talking about. One is Plug, the ticker letters PLUG. One is Blink, ticker symbol BLNK. And the other one is Switchback Energy, right? Or some people call it Charge Point because it is a SPAC, an acquisition. And the ticker symbol on it is SBE. I got allergies. I feel a sneeze coming on. All right, we're going to keep going. So I want to start with these three. All right, Blink has about 2,800 charging stations abroad. There's different numbers all over the place, and they're conflicting. But I will tell you that Blink is a company that's worth looking at. A lot of people are so on Blink, but look at what Blink is doing. Look at what Blink has done. And in the last month, look at what Blink has done in the last week, especially the last month, and you will say, okay, it's worth looking at. And then there's Plug. Plug is also a company that has a lot of potential. The problem with Plug and Blink are these two companies are struggling to make profits, right? And so when you're trying to build an infrastructure across the country, you struggle to make profits because you're always reinvesting, right? First of all, I want to let you guys know, as you could see, I'm not in my studio right now. I'm doing a little tweaks on some stuff, not facing the way the camera faced, but on the other wall, I'm getting some stuff done. And so I'm here in a theater room today. All right. So I'll be back in the studio. All right. So I'm just chilling with y'all today. OK, so Switchback or Charge Point. Out of the three EV companies, I'm more interested in it because it's so massive. It's worldwide. And, they got just under 50,000 stations worldwide. OK, 40. You see some say 23,000, some say 49,000. I just say under 50,000. All three of these companies are growing. Right. So getting back to the presidential debate, if that's what you want to call it. The one thing that both candidates agreed on was charging stations. And one of the candidates even said that he said that there is currently under 50,000 and he would like for it to be 500,000. So there you go. You see conflicting numbers everywhere, right? There's just conflicting numbers. A lot of them have inflated their numbers, but we do know that energy is heading towards charging stations, an energy company, renewable energy, and cars are heading towards zero emissions. That is now. It's not just the future, but it's now. So that's why I think it's good to have BP and it's good to have Amoco. It's good to invest in Ford and it's good to invest in GE. So those of you that's new, don't just get stuck in one company and think it's okay. It's good to have stock in Lowe's and Home Depot, right? They're both doing good during this coronavirus age that we're in right now. They're both doing good. They're all doing good. You know, lumber is up like 33%, right? So it's a sector that is needed. So what I will tell you guys is, I'm going to tell you right now, they're not short plays. These are long-term investments, right? You want to add to your positions over the years. Those of you that are just day traders, that's cool, right? But understand, while you're trading, you're making these quick pops, you need to be doing some long-term investing, and you'll see you'll do greater on the long-term investments than you're doing the short-term investments. So diversify and do them both, right? If you play this right, you will have a lot of money over a 10-year period. But if you're just in here for just this season and you're back out, yeah, you know, do your thing. Peace. But I know me, I want to put away for the future, right? I'm not going to get into preaching to y'all like I normally do, right? So remember, SBE, right? Charge point or switchback energy. That's number one for me. But I will personally tell you, I have positions in all three. That's SBE, switchback, Blink, BLNK, and then Plug, right? I have positions in all three. And yes, all three are green, right? And I see it because I see a sea of growth for all of them. Just think about this. As EVs get more popular and gas engines starts to decrease, what are we going to need? We're going to need gas stations, and gas stations now are now charging stations. And for those of you that bring up Tesla, Tesla can only charge Teslas for right now. So Tesla is either going to put a converter on their charging stations to where it could charge other cars like ChargePoint does, or they're going to start buying out someone else that already has the infrastructure, right? And there's talk about that, you know, with either Blink or Plug. But, you know, until it happens, until the ink is dry, it's all over the place. So just know that whoever has this space, it's okay to have stock in the first company and the second company, you know, the biggest company, and then the next biggest company, and then the next company after that, because that's what oil did. Oil, if you'd have gotten oil when it first became a thing, especially here in the States, you could have picked three companies and you'd be a billionaire. All right. So I'm just bringing that out to you guys, right? I'm sounding a little choked up today because these allergies are still kicking my butt. Thank you guys for all of your suggestions. All right. So there's two more that I'm going to talk about. One is LCA Landcadia. Yep. Old Landcadia. You saying, but it's tanking. It's tanking. It is undervalued, guys. LCA is undervalued. Let me give you the bad news about LCA. The CEO, who actually had a show that I used to watch on CNBC, all right, where he would give people contracts. Go check it out. Just Google it. But he's on both ends of this deal. And a lot of people are concerned about that, including myself. So he's the blank check company, and he's the company that's looking to be merged with the blank check company. It's a SPAC, right? Special Purpose Acquisition Company. And so a lot of people are concerned about that, including myself. But the thing about it is it's already profitable, and it's in one state. And if they begin to get licensing in other states, this stock will explode. And they're suffering from lack of information. There's no new news on it. Let me say that again. There's no new news on Landcadia, LCA. And that's what it's suffering from. And but I think it's a good play. I think that once they announce a merger, I think it'll hit the 52-week high. You know, just think of, you get it where it is now and it hit 20. you've made a nice piece of change. I think LCA is a quick grab for you quick grabbers. It's a quick grab, so I would check it out also, right? The last one I'm going to talk to you guys about, and you're going to go, can't this dude get over this stock? It's Hylian. But this week, I want you to keep your eyes on the Hylian warrants. I don't know all the platforms you can get it on. I do know that you can get it on Fidelity and you can get it on TD Ameritrade, right? So look for HYLNWS, right? Or HYLN Plus on TD Ameritrade. Just Google it, research it. You'll find it. Here's why. The warrants were oversold. They were oversold. Well, it was, oversold more than the stock itself. And the warrants generally operates in lockstep with the stock price at about 50% less. And as you could see right now, it's down more than 50%. And what happens is it has a greater movement upwards when the stock moves. So there were days, and those, I'm going to tell you guys, you go, you got to exercise the warrants. No, I'm talking about just selling the warrants for face value. I will tell you, I got 500 warrants that I'm going to exercise when that time comes. So I'm good with that position, right? And then I have the stock. I got a couple hundred in the stock. I'm good with that position, right? But for a quick play, a quick grab, if you look at the 52-week high on the warrants, you can literally buy the warrants at face value and sell them at face value, right? And so you set your limit button. I showed you guys how to do that. And if it hits, you could just grab some quick cash and go. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. I did it before. And here's why. I was buying warrants, buying the share, buying Hylian shares, right? I kept buying the shares. And then on day to day or week to week, I would look at the chart and I would see that Hylian, the stock would be up like 5%, right? But the warrants would be up like 12%. So who cares if they're warrants? I don't need to go through exercising the warrants. I sold them at face value. Of course, the warrants was less than half the price of the stock shares. So I was able to buy more warrants and I was able to make more money. So instead of putting an extra $1,000 into the shares, I put it into the warrants and popped it. 12% is more than 8% all day long. And especially on a stock that's cheaper. Okay? So guys, just look at it as face value sometimes. There's ways to make money, right? And yes, I have 500 other warrants that I can pop, over 500 warrants that I'm going to exercise when the time comes. I'm going to hold long. All right? I don't want to keep this long. Let's just briefly go over the 5 stock I just want you to look at this week. Switchback, SBE, right? Blink, BLNK. Plug, PLUG. Landcadia, LCA. And Hylian, warrants, HYLNWS or HYLN Plus or whatever brokerage you own, they might have it under something else, right? So as you guys can see, I'm not in my normal studio. For those of you that are new, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, then hit that like button and leave me a comment. There was one other thing that I'm going to leave you as a bonus, right? I will tell you guys that I think it's Plug. I'm not sure, but I think it's Plug. They are under investigation from this Weiss LLC. If you see Weiss LLC, I'm going to tell you another way to make some quick money. If you see a company that is under investigation from Weiss LLC, which is to me an ambulance chasing law firm, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy that stock And when it comes out that it is a big nothing burger, which they go after every SPAC known to man. And when it comes out, so the stock falls after, oh, they're under investigation. They're under investigation. And then when it turns out to be a big fat nothing burger, then the stock runs back up, right? So I'm going to look for who's under investigation from Weiss LLC, and I'm going to invest. That's going to be a little experiment that I'm going to do. And I'm not sure, but tomorrow I'm going to set a limit price on Hylian warrants, and I'm just going to see where they're at, right? So what I'm going to do as an experiment, I don't want you guys to do it. Uncle Larry's going to do it. I'm going to just buy $500 worth of the warrants. I'm going to set a limit price at 13. So if it drops under $13 a share, the warrants, I'm going to buy $500 worth of the warrants. And then let's see if it runs. If it runs this week, I might pop it and just make a little change just to prove my thesis, right? I like saying that word because it makes me sound like I'm smart. Thesis. All right, you people, good people, I'm going to talk to you later. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. We'll see you next time. I might be out here and I might be back in the studio, but make sure you guys keep an eye on these 5 different stocks. Peace. Love you guys.